Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Buzzio. I am a co-founder of Niagara Signal Solutions LLC, based in Niagara County, New York. In this video today, we are going to be going over basic principles and the use of our Escanner app. Escanner is a service that our company provides that essentially puts a virtual radio at the fingertips of our fellow first responders and our fellow individuals in the community. First thing I'm going to go over is how to access our website and learn more about Escanner if you're unfamiliar. When you open up your Edge or Chrome, you're going to be met with your dedicated search engine. Just type in Niagara Signal. The first website that should pop up here is www.niagarasignal.com. That is our website. Navigate over to the Escanner tab and hit About. When you scroll down, you're going to find a brief overview of the Escanner app and what it's all about and how it could potentially benefit you. Instructions on how to sign up are also on this page right here. We're gonna navigate over back to the Escanner tab and hit Demo. Now this page is a GUI of the app embedded into the website. Instructions on how to use this are right here. Basically, you just put in this unlock demo code here, and it gives you access to the GUI so you can mess around with it a little bit. Okay, so taking a look at our cell phone here. Once you sign up for Escanner and you request an account activation through a subscription, Escanner will automatically send you an email that confirms your account request. After this, our admins are going to review your account request and approve it. Once that happens, very detailed instructions are going to be sent to your email on how to download the app and set it up and stuff like that. For visualization purposes, for maybe some of you that aren't so tech savvy, I'm going to go through how to download the app on your phone in this video. So we're going to navigate over here to our Play Store, or for Apple, it's going to be your Apple Play Store. Navigate down to search, and you're going to type in RDIO. So essentially radio without the A after the R. Hit enter. This is the icon here you're looking for, RDIO scanner. Okay, and for me it's already installed, but you would be prompted to install it here. Once the app is finished downloading, you're going to see an icon just like this here. We're going to go ahead and open the app. At this point, RDIO is going to kind of give you a brief overview on the GUIs of the app. We're going to ignore it for now because I'm going to go over this in the video. Server URL is going to be the same for everybody. So it's going to be https://escannerapp.com. Okay. Your access code is going to be unique to you in the email that you're going to get. Do not share this access code with anybody. If somebody does get a hold of your access code, depending on your subscription package, and they do attempt to use it, it will actually kick you off of the app. And you don't want that to happen. I'm going to type in my access code and get right back to you. Okay, so after we have successfully entered our access code, the app is going to redirect us to the home page. The home page houses things such as your feature sets that you get for when you pay for your subscription, and the heads-up display. The heads-up display is going to have information such as the system, the talk group, and the channel that you're currently receiving from, as well as some technical data such as the frequency, talk group ID, unit ID, and stuff like that. I'm going to go over that a little later in the video so everybody has a good understanding of this as well. First thing we're going to do, though, after we enter our access code is we're going to want to hit Settings. This is going to bring up a connection status page to our server. We want to make sure this is green and says connected. We want to make sure this says authenticated and is also green. If one of these are red or both of these are red, you want to come down to server URL and make sure this is accurate, that you type this in correctly. It should be the same exact thing that I have displayed on the screen right here. It's the same for everybody. You want to also make sure your access code is also accurate. best thing to do is when you get your initialization email, the code that we send you, just copy and paste it right into the access code field here. Now, other troubleshooting buttons, you can hit refresh and you can hit connect. Once you do that, it'll establish a new connection to our server, and you should be able to resolve your issue here as long as these two fields are correct. If you're still having trouble with it and it's not connecting, go ahead and send us an email that we provided in the initialization packet, and we will be able to guide you through it. I'm going to come down and hit dismiss. Okay. This about sums it up for the app portion. I'm going to go to the web-based version. The reason being is it's gonna be a little better visualization for you guys because it's gonna be a wider screen instead of looking at this narrow screen here on the app. It's going to be the exact same thing. So everybody gets free access to the web-based version of this, so they can use this app on their desktop for free. Okay, so it's the exact same GUI layout. It's the exact same features with your subscription. It's just on your desktop, on your computer now. So I'm going to do that. There is a couple things that I do want to mention before I leave my cell phone here. Okay, things that are app specific that I want to cover. In settings, if you try to edit these here, you will get prompted. You must purchase a subscription to unlock this premium feature. If you notice on the home page, you will see a couple ads at the bottom here. They will be no more than anything down here. There is no pop-up ads. There's nothing like that. The reason for this is that our third-party vendor requested that he have a separate premium feature for the GUI. Okay? He's not affiliated with us. Okay? If you so choose to buy a subscription package from him, that is your choice. It is not going to us. Okay? Another thing I want to cover regarding the app. On older cell phones or cell phones that run a high amount of RAM in the background, sometimes this will get laggy. Sometimes this will act like it is playing, but no audio will be coming through. Again, it doesn't really happen on the newer phones, but on old phones, we've seen it happen. This app is in the beta phase, so we are working to resolve that issue. However, if you find yourself in this situation, you are going to want to come down here to the app. You are going to want to hold it, click information, and click force stop. Okay. This will effectively reset the app. So when you launch it, there's a brand new instance. So it should resolve any of technical issues you are having. If you are having additional technical issues, please feel free to reach out to us so we can resolve it for you. All right. Another good thing you could do, again, on older phones, I'm just kind of covering it for the folks who may be running this on older phones or phones that don't necessarily support. It doesn't use a high amount of memory, but it uses a fair amount. You could try closing all apps. Reopen it. It'll start a new instance. Okay. For the remainder of this video, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the web app and show you guys how to connect to that as well, and then go over the feature sets. The web application version of Escanner. All we're simply going to do is we're going to open a browsing platform of our choosing. We're going to come up to the top URL search bar up here, and we're going to type in the server URL that we discussed in the phone application scene here. So https://escanner.app.com. Hit enter, and this is going to bring us to a very familiar site here. Our unlock code is going to be our access code. So type in your access code here and hit enter. Notice there is no settings menu here. The way that we know that we're connected to the server is this icon here. It says L:2. That is displaying the amount of listeners that are currently active right now on their separate instances. So right now it's just me and another person. We haven't gone live with this yet, so that's to be expected. If you do not have a link to the server, it will say in all caps here, no link. Okay. Before I go over the heads up display, I want to make a very, very important notice here. There is a difference between the web application, which you are viewing here right now, and the phone application. It's set up the exact same way. However, with the phone application, you will be able to keep the instance of Escanner running in the background. What that means is if you decide to hit live feed, so you enable live feed with the channels you selected, and you want to go browse YouTube, or you want to go listen to music, or you want to do anything else with your phone, um, whatever that may be, as long as this app is running in the background, you will continue to hear the audio of the channels you selected um, through your phone speakers or your Bluetooth speakers or whatever it is. That's important because if you want to connect it to your Bluetooth on your car and close the screen or reply to a text, you will still be able to listen live to the appropriate channels that you want to listen to. With the web application, you cannot do this. That being said, if you go to Safari, if you go to Chrome on your phone, and you type in this URL and you get to this web page via your phone, when you close the screen, when you leave Chrome or Safari, depending on what phone you have, the instance will terminate itself, and you will not hear any more audio. So, moral of the story here is use the phone application version that you actually download for your smartphone and use the web application for a desktop, because right now I can keep this working in the background and do my thing and browse the internet, do whatever I got to do on my computer. As long as this is still up, you will hear audio from it. Quickly going over the heads up display, we see the time in the top left corner. That's going to be important for something later that I'll discuss. In the middle here, like I said, that's going to be your listener count. To the right here, there is a queue. This application is designed on a chronological queue transmission basis. So what that means is that it will be able to receive from one channel and record another channel that's transmitting simultaneous, and it will be able to play that recorded channel after the actual transmission that you're listening to has ceased. For example, if we are listening to channel 1 and channel 2, okay, any given channel, let's say channel 1's a sheriff dispatch and channel 2 is a fire dispatch. If there is a transmission being listened to by you on the application, and we're about halfway through the transmission, right, and somebody keys up on channel 2, which you also have selected in your select channel menu here, what the program is designed to do is it records channel 2, and after the transmission has been completed on channel 1, it will go to channel 2 and play that transmission. The importance of this is that a user it is impossible for a user to miss any transmission, so long as, and I'll go over this menu in a bit, so long as one of these, as you selected these channels. So let's say I have all these channels selected and there's a transmission going on here, but at the same time there's a transmission going on this channel. It will record this channel's transmission while this one is being played to the user and play this channel after. The only downside to this is it may jump around a little bit. Okay, so you might be hearing a transmission from sheriff's dispatch and then hear a transmission from fire dispatch. But the pro to this, the upside, is that it's impossible to miss any singular transmission of what's going on. Okay, this time here under the tag, okay, is the time of the actual transmission that took place. So I'm an admin. I have all these channels selected. Okay, our premium subscribers will have access to all these channels. If you have all these channels playing at the same time, there are so many transmissions being played across all these channels that are being accumulated across all these channels that this queue, we've seen it easily get up to 1,000 within a 5-minute time span. Okay, because there is so much traffic. If that happens, you may be listening to channels, you may be listening to transmissions that are half hour, 45 minutes behind. But what it's doing is the program is trying to get through that queue in a chronological order. The way to mitigate this is if you want to clear the queue. All right, so I have all these channels selected. If you want to clear the queue, you hit disable live feed and live feed again, and that will clear your queue to 0. My recommendation is that for premium users to not scan all these channels all at once, because the queue will get backed up and it will start there's a potentiality that it will start playing transmissions from a half hour ago and stuff like that. So that's why that happens. Talk group ID, you don't have to worry about. That's for our technicians. Frequency, it will display the frequency of which the channel is operating on, but for trunking systems, keep in mind, the site controller designates that frequency randomly out of a pool. So that frequency may differ even if you're on the same channel. So don't be worried about that. That's just that's more of a technician level feature. ENS is also a technician level feature. Don't worry about that as well. This table down here will accumulate recent transmissions that take place up to 5 ago. So you may say, well, it was advertised to me that I got 90 days worth of transmissions. You absolutely do. We are going to go over the search call later. For this quick instant recall, if you say, hey, what did that guy just say? You would hit replay last. It would follow this list down. And I'll show you an example of that later. That's all that list is doing. Okay. When you hit live feed enables the radio. Okay. So that enables the radio at that point. It'll start playing whatever channels you have selected in this bank here, whatever is green. Hold system, we have split up banks of channels or zones, if you will, by system, which is this top bank of labels here, I should say. Each label is corresponding to each different bank. Okay. And whatever you decide to choose will be, whatever is in green here will be playing. So when you hit hold system, okay, so let's say Erie County, Tonawanda. If I hit hold system, okay, if I was in live feed right now, the system that it would latch onto is the Tonawanda system. Okay, if I can find it here, Erie Tonawanda. So you notice this is green and everything else is red now because I'm holding on that system. You're not going to really use that more. You're more going to use the hold talk group button. And what the hold talk group button does is it holds a specific channel. So if I hit live feed, okay, Tonawanda Police Dispatch. So I just disabled live feed so you can hear me. Tonawanda City Police Dispatch is playing now. If I hit hold talk group, what that's going to do is it will sit now on Tonawanda City Police Dispatch until I tell it to not to anymore. So if I hit disable talk group or I hit disable hold talk group, it's going to resume scanning to whatever channels I've selected. So you notice everything's green now because I previously had everything selected. That is just a quick way to kind of say, oh, hey, what's going on Tonawanda City Police Dispatch? Somebody's yelling. Hold talk group. Now it's just going to sit on that talk group until you tell it not to. Replay last and skip next are applicable to this list here. So if I hit replay last, I hit it twice. We're all tied up. Okay, so I hit it twice, so that's why it referenced the second one on the list here. If I hit replay last, it will reference this table unless I tell it to reference a search call, which I will get to in a minute. Skip next. If I'm all the way down here on this transmission, I hit skip next. It'll work its way up this table until I'm satisfied with what transmission I want to hear. Avoid. Let's say I'm on this channel now. I'm on Tonawanda Police Dispatch. Whatever channel is displayed here, and I hit avoid, it will disable that channel and mark it as red. Search call feature. When you hit the search call feature, it's going to bring up this GUI now. You can select what specific system you want to listen to, okay? So let's say I want Cattaraugus County Fire Primary Bank. And I can select a singular channel. So like, let's say I want to do Fire Dispatch 2, which may not have anything in it. fire dispatch primary. Okay. Now I can go in through and listen to each transmission line by line for the past 90 days. So obviously there's a lot here. Okay. And I can, as long as I have live feed disabled, I can go back in here and let me disable my sound so you can hear me over this. I'll hit the play button and it'll start working in chronological order to start playing transmissions. Here's where my replay and next come in handy as well. It'll still play audio like this and it'll continue working its way up. But I can hit like skip next or I can hit replay last and it'll start working its way through that list based on what input I give it. If you are a common misconception, if you are in live feed, okay, so live feed is now playing. If I hit search call and I select a transmission to play, it will only play this singular line transmission, okay? And that's it. And then it'll go back to live feed. So you notice how it's not continuing on to play the rest of them. It reverts now back to live feed because you have live feed enabled. So if I'm looking to listen to an entire incident in the search call feature, I'm going to disable live feed, go to search call, and I'm gonna start scrolling through my pages to figure out what I want to do or which transmissions I want to listen to. So you can also refine your search by date and time. Okay, so let's say I want to listen to something that happened on 3/19/2025. Okay, at 5:15 p.m. It's going to group a response. Okay, so this is kind of in the area of my time, and it'll take me through my time. Okay, so after 5:54, from 5:54 to 5:01, there was no transmissions. Okay, and it will start going in reverse chronological order down the line again. These page buttons are important because if I hit this last page button, if I hit the arrow all the way to the right, it's going to bring me to the last page. Okay. Likewise, if I hit the first page button, okay. Once I got to hit these two middle buttons here if I want to start scrolling through the individual pages. That's very important because people get confused with that. All right, and then I can edit my menu options here, like if I want to put them in ascending order, stuff like that. To reset everything here, to go back to normal, you just hit reset, and that's gonna once you hit reset, that's the default setting. It's gonna listen to all talk groups and all systems, or not listen, but it's gonna list all talk groups and all systems, and it's gonna be kind of jumbled here because it's going through each transmission of every single system of every single channel here, and there's quite a bit. Like I said, it runs up fast. Okay. Hit this button to go back to the main home menu here. Last thing we're going to talk about is how to actually select your channels to listen to. All right. So when you hit select talk group, you're going to notice there's a lot of green. Everything's in green here. This first category, this first bank, okay, is zones we've divvied up to make it easier for the user. So they go in exact order by their respective position in the table. Okay. And what this means is that it prevents you from having to go through and say, hey, everything's off right now. I want, this, that, this. You can just select a group of channels. So like, let's say I just want to listen to Niagara County Fire. I would find Niagara Fire Primary, select that group. Okay. And if you scroll down, you notice everything in the fire zone has been highlighted, as well as FDEMS, which is considered a fire talk group. So we've kind of made this table up here to help the user kind of just quick select, if you will, a certain set of talk groups to scan at a time. Now, of course, you can come down here and you can mark individual channels you want to hear. So let's say I want to listen to BPD channel 1 and Buffalo Fire channel 1. and should talk with county fire dispatch. Now, when I go back to the home screen here and I hit live feed, you will be able to. It'll just play the channels you've selected. Okay. And of course, if I want to hear everything I paid for with my subscription, I just hit the on feature here. It turns everything on. Okay. A couple of other things to note is this little question mark right here. All right. This is also enabled on the phone application. If I hit this question mark and I lost the email that I got in to submit a support ticket or anything like that in my initialization email, I can get that email right here by clicking on that question mark. A couple of other things. One other thing I want to just go over. If you hit the pause button, it doesn't do the same thing as holding a talk group. Once you hit the pause button, it disables the whole instance until you unpause it. So it's just kind of like pausing a game. Everything just kind of freezes. All right. Other than that, I think I pretty much covered it all. I just want to kind of preface the conclusion here by saying if you are struggling with something, if you don't understand something, please do me a favor and email us at this email here. It's included in your welcome packet too. This app, this service is in the beta phase. Okay, there's a couple kinks. We got it pretty much working to the fullest extent, to the point where we can sell it to you guys. However, there's still a couple things that are wrong with it, and we may not know what those things are until you send us an email and say, hey, like, listen, this is I don't understand this, or this is not working fully. Okay. So feel free to message us. We will definitely get back to you. And if you have any questions, just feel free to message us too. Again, I'm Michael Buzzio, co-founder of Niagara Signal. I hope you guys really enjoy this app. And again, we're hoping it is for people to use it in a good manner. So as when you first get your subscription package, you will get a terms and condition and disclaimer. We're not intending this to be use for mail intent or for anybody to get their hands on it and use it for anything devious or anything like that, as stated in our disclaimer and our terms and conditions. Which is why me and my business partner, along with a couple other designated admins, will sort through every single account and to be approved or denied. All right. I'll be honest with you. I've been a police officer for some times. I kind of know the common names, especially in Niagara County. I don't want this to be used as any sort of malintent use app. So again, if you have any questions, reach out to us, and I hope you guys enjoy the app.